My name is Jackson Fahey, and my screencast is on Scorched Earth by Joseph Stalin. This speech was given after the invasion of Russia by Germany and was intended to inform the citizens on the status of the war and tell them how they could help. The actual content of the speech begins with, "The perfidious military attack on our fatherland begun on June 22nd by Hitler Germany is continuing." Now, the reason this is significant is perfidious means, in the context of war, perfidy is a form of deception in which one side promises to act in good faith with the intention of breaking that promise. This is a reference to a peace pact Hitler had made with Stalin shortly before the war, that he broke by invading Russia. And he's also letting them know that the war is still far from over. In spite of heroic resistance of the Red Army, and although the enemy's finest divisions and finest Air Force units have already been smashed and have met their doom on the field of battle, the enemy continues to push forward, hurling fresh forces into the attack. Stalin is saying that although the Soviet Union has done serious damage to Hitler's army, there are never-ending streams of reinforcements being poured in. Later in the speech, Stalin claims Russia has limitless forces as well. He says, "Comrades, our forces are numberless." That invalidates his argument that a reason they aren't winning is because of Germany's unlimited army. Hitler's troops have succeeded in capturing Lithuania, a considerable part of Latvia, the western part of White Russia, and a part of the western Ukraine. Stalin doesn't really sugarcoat things. He tells his people how it is and what is captured. Stalin is known for ruling by force and fear. He wants his people to be scared so they will be more willing to support the war effort. That's what makes these two sentences significant. The first one is telling which cities have been taken over with the actual troops. This one's telling which ones have been bombed. Now, how will this affect the citizens is they don't want this to happen to their cities, so they're going to do everything in their power to help keep everybody safe, mainly themselves. Stalin depends on this newfound fear to make his citizens think, "Well, golly gee, Mr. Stalin, how can I help?" This sentence answers that question with a list of the things that need to be done. And because he's an evil dictator, he'll most likely make them all do it anyways. All who by their panic monitoring and cowardice hinder the work of defense, no matter who they are, must be immediately haled before a military tribunal. A tribunal is a court. He's pretty much saying if you go against the war effort, you will go to court, a military court. Because Stalin is known for killing people who oppose him, he'll probably either send you to the labor camp or just kill you. In case of a forced retreat of Red Army units, all rolling stock must be evacuated. To the enemy must not be left a single engine, a single railway car, not a single pound or a grain or a gallon of fuel. This is another list of things that must be destroyed before evacuating. The title of the speech is Scorched Earth. Scorched Earth is a military strategy that involves destroying anything that might be useful to the enemy while advancing through withdrawing from an area. Stalin wants to make the German advance as difficult as possible and wants to help with the citizens to do it. This tactic is used to the extreme in the Battle of Stalingrad. The German soldiers would offer the children in the area a piece of bread if they would go fill up their canteen from the river, so the German soldiers wouldn't be put in danger. But the Russian snipers would kill the children before they could make it back to the soldiers. In this war of liberation, we shall not be alone. Stalin is referring to this war as freeing the people trapped under Nazi rule, and he is letting his people know that the Russians are not alone in the fight against the Nazis. In this great war we shall have loyal allies in the peoples of Europe and America, including German people who are enslaved by Hitlerite despots. He is acknowledging that America has joined the Allies in the fight against the Germans, and that everybody trapped under Nazi rule is hoping for an Allied victory. Our war for the freedom of our country will merge with the struggle of the peoples of Europe and America for their independence, for democratic liberties. It will be a united front of peoples standing for freedom against enslavement and threats of enslavement by Hitler's fascist armies. Stalin is basically saying that we are fighting for our freedom and that Hitler is trying to enslave us all. Citations.